This isn't my usual setup, but it is way too nice to stay indoors, so I'm out in the back garden. And I thought what I wanted to talk about today was the Minecraft movie. Now, you might say, why are you talking about the Minecraft movie? What does that have to do with children's literature? And the movie itself really doesn't. But I had an experience this weekend that made me think, this is still something to do with culture and literature and the reason why we love stories to begin with. So, the movie was coming out, and of course, my oldest daughter was really excited about it because she and all of her friends play Minecraft all the time. And, it just wasn't a convenient weekend to take her. So I said, well, do you mind going next weekend? And she sort of got this sad look on her face. She was being very cool about it, but she just said, oh, well, it's just, lots of my friends are going to go this weekend and then they'll all want to talk about it on Monday. And I had this moment where I went, oh my gosh, this almost never happens anymore. Like when I was a kid, and other parents out there, you can probably relate. When I was a kid, there were so many opportunities for the kind of shared cultural experiences that just don't happen anymore. When shows were on TV, you had to watch them in their time slot. If I missed Star Trek The Next Generation, or if I missed Deep Space Nine, that's it. It was in its time slot, it's over, and it's not coming back around until reruns. And it was kind of the same even with listening to music on the radio. Like the obligatory station where I grew up was K-Rock, KROQ, 106.7 in Los Angeles. And the really, really cool thing about hearing a brand new song on K-Rock was that I knew that at the moment I was listening to it, come home from school, put on Jed the Fish, listen to a brand new song. When I heard that new song by the Foo Fighters or the Offspring or whoever, the band doesn't matter, it's not important, I knew that my friends were also hearing that exact same song at that exact same moment. And then we would show up at school the next day and be so excited. And it was the same way with books. Like I remember going to this wonderful bookshop. It's in Montrose, California, and it's called Once Upon a Time. But the cool part was...
I have a basket.
You want a basket?
Yes.
What would you like a basket for, my darling?
I want to pretend there's a dinosaur egg.
Okay, so you want to hunt for dinosaur eggs?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll be right back. My youngest kid needs to hunt for dinosaur eggs. Anyway, the thing that I was getting at is that the thing we were doing was almost irrelevant. What mattered is that we were doing it together. Back when the Harry Potter books were first coming out, Once Upon a Time would host release parties, and these are some of the best memories I've ever had. Me and my family would make costumes, and we would gather with friends and just have so much fun. The books themselves were, of course, really exciting, but it was even more exciting to experience them with other people at the same time. And so this goes back to when songs would come out on the radio or when TV shows would air, we'd be able to go to school the next day and talk about them together. And so I could see this was super important. Now, I've had this nasty cold for the last week, and so I was like, okay, fine, I can do this. Take some Sudafed, take some ibuprofen. And I traded my youngest kid to a friend, and I said, I'll take your girls. So I took a bunch of girls to the movie theater. And we sit down, and I think I didn't actually understand everything that I saw, but that's really not the point. The kids in the theater were really excited about it. There were some teenagers at the back of the theater who were, doing their best to hold up those stereotypes. In my opinion, teenagers should not be admitted to movie theaters unless they're fitted with shock collars. And then if they emit any noise above the decibel level of like a low whisper, they should just get a little jolt. But one thing that happened that I found kind of funny was whenever one of the characters said something that was a direct Minecraft reference, like when Jack Black went, "Flint and steel," everyone applauded. And it was kind of funny. And at first I was confused, but then I was like, wait, that's, this is for them. This is for them. This is something they're enjoying together. And when there was a big reference to something that they've all understood and enjoyed, they applauded and had a good time. And that's really what theatrical and artistic experiences are supposed to be about. Like, I have seen critics saying, oh, this movie shouldn't be doing so well. It's really dumb. The characters are very poorly developed. Like, that's all pretty true. In fact, from a narrative standpoint, I would say the movie's kind of weak in that there's too many grown-ups in it. There's too many characters in it. You could have streamlined at least half the characters out of the film. And I didn't like when one of the adult characters was like trauma dumping on the child, like, oh, my life is so bad. I mean, kids don't like that. They don't understand it. And it's a really inappropriate violation of boundaries. Adults shouldn't use children as therapists. So, I mean, from a critical standpoint, I would say I would have liked to see more children in the movie and fewer adults. As fun as it was to watch the bromance between Jason Momoa and Jack Black, but, whatever. That's neither here nor there. What matters is they got the stuff from the game right, and this game is a huge part of kid culture. In the same way that when I was a kid, grown-ups didn't understand how to take a transformer and turn it from, like, the vehicle into the robot. And the running gag when I was a kid was just that, adults had no idea how these toys worked, but the kids could just be like, and then there you go. It's been transformed from car to robot. Or just like, I have this weird memory from when I was a kid where I was once playing with my toys and my mom came in and said, oh, you've got your She-Ra dolls. Are you having fun? And I was like, yeah, I'm having fun. She goes, oh, is she saving Eternia? And I was like,
She-Ra lives on Etheria.
My mom took it in stride and she was just like, okay, great, dinner's in 5 minutes, honey. But, it was a thing for me. It wasn't a thing for them. And I can see that. Like, I mean, I've tinkered around with Minecraft a little bit, but I don't have a lot of time to play video games these days. And if I do, I'll be honest, I already have Skyrim and the first 3 Halo games. So why am I going to bother trying anything new when I already have what I like? But I get why kids like Minecraft, and I get why they like this movie. And so if you're having trouble understanding why this movie is doing so well, don't think of it in terms of a movie. Think of it in terms of a shared cultural moment that the children are experiencing together. And we should do what we can to let them have that, especially because these days those moments are so rare. Because of streaming video and audio, there aren't these moments where time is of the essence very often anymore. So when these moments come along, we've got to do what we can to support it because it's so much fun. It doesn't matter that the movie's kind of dumb. It doesn't matter that it's just based off of a video game and the characters are flimsy. This is a thing that the kids are enjoying together, and we need to help them do that. So, yeah, not an episode really about books or anything, but I feel like it's close enough to what important works of art do for us collectively and how vanishingly rare these moments have become. So, yeah, anyway, let me know what you think. Did you take some kids to go see the Minecraft movie, and were you just as puzzled as I was? I mean, I was able to sort of save a marginal amount of face when I asked the kids afterward. I said, well, how did you feel about the fact that the Enderman opened its mouth? And no joke, one of the girls I took looked at me and was just like, that's going to be controversial.